Hi there. Just been inspired to make a very short kind of post. So I've just been into a very well-known high street coffee vendor, and I was just caught myself being fascinated by the three staff that were on duty. There was one woman there who was clearly trying to drive the other two. She was trying to push them. She was, sort of ordering them about and requesting things from them and so on. In a very polite way, but it created an interesting dynamic. She was working very hard, so was the other female colleague, and then there was a male colleague who maybe wasn't working quite as hard, but actually when I dealt with him, he was great and he was good at his job. Now, it made me just wonder about the dynamics that existed there. The woman who I think was the manager, or a self-appointed manager, was all over the other colleagues. She was sort of, like I said, requesting things, making orders, asking for stuff, telling people where they were going to put things, moving things around, and so on. And was particularly all over the one who was actually working very steadily. And the interventions from this self-appointed manager were throwing the steady worker off her pace, and sort of breaking her flow, and also creating tension. You could just see it was written all over her face. Eventually she sort of latched onto the other guy not working very hard and asked him to deploy himself a little bit more usefully. And it was functioning, but you could see the dynamic in the room was tense, and people were not enjoying their day job. And it made me wonder, like, what training did she have? Had she had management training? Had she had supervisory training? There was absolutely no denying this woman's work ethic. She was really pushing, and she wanted to serve the customers, and there was a bit of a queue, and perhaps she was feeling the tension of that, I don't know. But it was really interesting to watch how her efforts and her communication style was landing with her colleagues. And it made me wonder about if the training that she'd received had been developed through a process of co-creation, and if it had involved those who were going to be managed as much as those who manage and those who manage the managers. I wonder if her style and approach might have been a bit different and less antagonistic. It might help her to have appreciated the way she was coming across and the inefficiency she was actually creating by, frankly, getting on everyone's wick. Co-creation is a really interesting approach to developing training, and quite a bespoke way of doing it, and it has some interesting possibilities. You can read more. I've done a little blog post about co-creating training and where the value lies in it, and I'll share the link to that. Anyway, it's an interesting thing to ponder, but it was fascinating to watch it happening and unfolding right in front of my eyes. And in the end I got a latte and a croissant, and it was very nice, and I made a mess with the croissant. See you later.